Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available Easter 2024, the album, Dad, Shimmy Shimmy. She took me to her parents for a Sunday meal. Her father took one look at me and he began to squeal. Punk rock girl, beast! How are you guys doing? I used to be, I don't know if they're problematic. They might be, I don't even know if they're still around. But I used to love the Dead Milkmen in high school. Oh my God, it takes me back so much. I was playing on my iTunes. See, this is what I do to get ready for a video. I figure out what sweatshirt I'm going to wear, which this was actually the sweatshirt that I wear. Do we call them sweatshirts anymore, or we just call them hoodies? Anyway, I don't know because I'm not a millennial. But this was actually the hoodie that I wore for Cousin Fun Day today. And Cousin Fun Day is when my cousin Caroline comes and she picks me up and she drives me around for all my errands and stuff like that, which is real nice. And we usually, well, I was going to say we always usually, but we didn't today, so I guess it's not always. But usually we have brunch. We didn't today because she had to pick me up a little bit later because she had a meeting and she was trying to get to Pilates today, but that didn't happen. So anyway, I go through my iTunes before I like figure out what song I'm going to sing for the day. So it came up on the Dead Milkmen, Punk Rock Girl. She took me to her parents for a Sunday meal. Anyway, I love that song so much. But let's look at our other choices, shall we? So before this was Better Man by Little Big Town. I love that song so much, don't you? And Don't You Want to Stay by Jason Aldean. I don't know if any of these people are problematic. Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell. That's absolutely my all-time favorite song of life. Oh my God. And I have to tell you, I grew up actually, my mom was a huge fan of Joni Mitchell and Judy Collins. And I grew up more on the Judy Collins version. You guys are like, we do not care about this. Get to Jeffree Star. Hold on. This is the intro. I didn't even think I had anything to talk about today, except for another Harlan Coben series that I watched because I did last night. But anyway, I grew up. This is where like most YouTubers, they like edit those parts out. I'm just like, listen, fuck it, just include it, you know. But anyway, I grew up listening to mostly Judy Collins' version of Both Sides Now. I think it's on the Judith album. I love Judy Collins so much. If you've never heard the song The Blizzard, oh my God, I love that. But anyway, but my mom equally loved Joni Mitchell, who I believe was just at the Grammys. So anyway, that version of it, okay, that Joni Mitchell sings is in that Christmas movie. I can't remember what that Christmas movie is called, but it's real sad. That part where Emma Thompson finds out that her husband, who's Hugh Grant, is cheating on her. Y'all know that Christmas movie? Okay, and they play Both Sides Now, and they played that version that I was just listening to earlier. But anyway, but my favorite version of Both Sides Now has changed, okay? And it's from the movie Coda. And if you have never seen the movie Coda, it is fantastic, okay? It is probably one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life. There's not many movies that I can watch over and over and over again, but Coda is actually one of those. And I had watched it a couple years ago. I don't think it was like 2 years ago for the Academy Awards, because I usually watch all the movies that are coming out for the Academy Awards. I don't know that I'm into it this year. I can't really get into it. But anyway, but I think it was 2 years ago that like Coda like swept all the awards and stuff like that. But my husband, he didn't watch it that year. And so, because we usually watch some of the movies together. And so just like, I think it was like 6 months ago, I was like, have you ever seen Coda? We were like sitting around one night trying to pick a movie and he was like, no. And I was like, oh my God, we have to see Coda. So we watched Coda, and he was, like, crying his eyes out and stuff like that. So, anyway, if you've never seen the movie Coda, it is a fantastic, fantastic movie. So, okay, so what do we want to talk about today? Jeffree Star. Do you really care? I mean, do we really care about Jeffree Star in 2024? I do have some thoughts, though, about well, many things have happened with Jeffree Star, which basically means Jeffree Star is having a launch, okay? He's stirring himself back up into drama, and he's having launch. Now, the last time that this happened, well, do I have anything else to share in my intro? Cousin Caroline, Cousin Fun Day. Oh, I just want to say this. I did this video yesterday on my Peter Does Stuff channel because my therapist and I are doing this thing called a trauma narrative. And I kind of gave some updates on there. People ask often about the driving situation, and every once in a while somebody will be like, you know, like, are you still not driving? Why are you not driving? I talked about it over on that video, if you guys want to know more about that. So you can go over to my Peter Does Stuff channel. I think it's the video from yesterday, and I'm not posting a video over there today. I don't think. So anyway, I have a PO unboxing that I have to do, but there's so many things now because I've been saving it up for week after week. So they're all sitting on the kitchen counter. I'm probably going to do that one tomorrow. Okay, yeah, Cousin Fun Day. Caroline and I, we went to the post office, and we went to Costco. Costco was so crowded today. Can y'all not go to Costco on Cousin Fun Day, please? Can you just not? Okay, so we went to Costco, and then we went to Fresh Time because I had to get some iced coffee, and where else did we go? We went somewhere else. Caroline had to go somewhere else. I can't remember. But anyway, it was a good Cousin Fun Day, but I was very tired because last night, oh my God, I have fallen down the rabbit hole of the Harlan Coben series on Netflix. No, truly I have. I have, like, read every article in the entire world of, like, ranking the Harlan Coben, like, novel to Netflix series adaptations. I've, like, read every article that they rate them. The Innocent always comes in #1. That's the one I have not watched. Well, I mean, I've only watched 3 out of 10 of them, so. But I think I might watch that one tonight. I think I might watch that one tonight. I might get my husband to watch it too because it's in Spanish and he loves anything that's in Spanish. So anyway, I'm thinking about maybe watching that one tonight. It's called The Innocent. It's always #1 on every one of the lists, right? But I started watching Fool Me Once because everybody was telling me, oh my God, Peter, if you love mystery thriller series, you got to watch Fool Me Once. I loved Fool Me Once. Now, the next night I watched Safe, okay? And then last night I watched The Stranger. Now, I'm going to do a video on my Peter Does Stuff channel ranking the Harlan Coben Netflix series per Peter Monn's ranking, okay? These are my neighbors over here. Oh, oh, there's quite a few of them. There's a gang of people down there. There's about 4 of them. I've never seen none of them in my neighborhood before. Oh my God, are they taking over? Is it a Harlan Coben novel? We're a gated community. See, I do think, though, because if you watch enough of these Harlan Coben movies or series, what you know is they all basically have the same actors, okay? It's like, it's a, what they call entourage cast, and that's not, ensemble cast, you know? Kind of like Christopher Guest did back in the day with Best in Show and Waiting for Guffman. He always had like the same people, like Parker Posey and Jennifer Coolidge. Before Jennifer Coolidge was on White Lotus, she was in all the Christopher Guest movies, okay? So if you love Jennifer Coolidge, go back and watch those Christopher Guest movies, especially Best in Show, when she plays the wife of the old guy, and she's absolutely hilarious, and their dog trainer is Jane Lynch. Oh my God, it's so good. If you've never seen Jennifer Coolidge in that movie before, she's fantastic. So anyway, but that's what you call it, an ensemble cast. Okay, so an ensemble cast in the Harlan Coben. That's like me saying Sean Dawson. Okay, when I mean Shane Dawson. So anyway, the Harlan Coben, they have like the same actors in all of them. So like last night I watched The Stranger, and I was like, okay, this is very strange. Okay, so the husband who dies, I'm not ruining anything for you, this is how the whole show starts, okay? The husband that dies in Fool Me Once is the main character, the husband, I think. Is it Richard Armitage? Is that his name? It's all the same actors always, okay? In The Stranger, but they live like in the same gated community, okay? Now listen, back in the day I used to read a lot of young adult, okay? When I started on the booktube and things like that, because you know, young adults real big on the booktube. And I love like all the John Green books, and I love Becky Albertalli, who wrote Simon versus the Homo sapiens, which they ended up turning into the movie Love, Simon, and then the TV show Love, Victor. I love Becky Albertalli, okay? I've read all her books, and they call that the Simon verse, okay? Because it's like all the characters know each other and things like that. It's like if you watch the Heartstopper show on Netflix, those are all based on the Alice Oseman graphic novels called Heartstopper. But Alice Oseman also has written many books, which I love. Y'all don't know that I have a booktube channel. I also have a true crime book club, and I also have Peter's book club. So if you just want to go over to my booktube channel. But anyway, so, Alice Oseman, she writes all these books like Solitaire, Radio Silence. I love them. They're fantastic, okay? They talk about so many issues, and she addresses them in such a therapeutic manner. I love her, right? And she's like a really young author to have like taken off. I think she wrote and published her first book when she was like 17 or 18, and she's fantastic, okay? But anyway, all of her characters are like the character from one of her novels is the brother of Charlie, who's the main character of Heartstopper, okay? But like she has her own novel, see? And so they call that like, you know, the Heartstopper, you know, universe or whatever, just like the Simon verse of Becky Albertalli, because like Leah and things like that, they're all part of that Simon verse, right? So I'm starting to think that Harlan Coben needs to have the Coben verse, see, because like all them people, they're all the same actors and things like that. They all live in a gated community. Are there that many gated communities in the United Kingdom? I was not aware of that. I wasn't. But anyway, so last night I watched Safe. Okay, so I have ranked my shows now because I'm like, this is very serious to me, okay? This is very, very serious. So I'm keeping a ranking. Hold on a second. My husband texted me. I have to make sure. It might be something important. Hold on. Oh, no, he just loved what I said to him. He was asking me how my day was going. I said, good. Just got home from being with Caroline and now filming. And he just hearted it, you know, because he always has to heart like every text I send him. So anyway, I've been ranking. Here it is. Harlan Coben series. True story. Here it is. And Fool Me Once I watched. Safe was the second one I watched. And The Stranger. Now, you want to know the ranking of them? Are you ready? No, Safe, #1. No, sorry. The Stranger that I watched last night, oh my God, it was so good. It's about this guy, okay? I'm going to ruin it for you because you got to watch it, okay? You never know who it is. I have to tell you right now, out of all three of them, I kind of knew something that was going to happen in The Stranger last night, but who did it? I had no clue. So anyway, it's about this guy, see? Hey, how are you? It's good seeing you. Beautiful day, isn't it? I know, it's so nice. And, but anyway, have a blessed day.
Yes, you too.
I love her so much. But anyway, so it's about this guy, see, and his kids play soccer, but in the United Kingdom, you call it football, see, but we don't call it football here. In football in the United States, it's like the Super Bowl, which is this weekend, and I think it's Martina Navratilova against Jimmy Connor is who it is. I don't know. My cousin and I, she was like, she's having a Super Bowl party and stuff like that, and she asked me if I wanted to go. I said no. But anyway, I said, who's playing? She goes, I think the 49ers, and I said, I think you're wrong, and she goes, this is what Caroline said. Now, didn't nobody watch this video yesterday, okay? Everybody asks me to make, they go, why do you always talk about the same 5 people? Because when I don't, nobody watches my videos. True story. I made a whole video about Taylor Swift yesterday. Crickets, nobody could care, right? Everybody in the world's talking about Taylor Swift. I make a video about Taylor Swift, nobody watches it. See, y'all don't want me to make videos about other people, okay? Other people. Stevie Nicks is the only person besides me that can slur words together and make them sound right, okay? But anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just listen to Just Like a White Winged Dove. Just like a white winged dove, sings a song, sounds like she's singing. That is one word right there, okay? Sings a song, sounds like she's singing. That is one word right there, okay? Just trust. So anyway, I'm talking to Caroline, and I said, well, who's playing in the Super Bowl, okay? And she goes, well, I don't know. She goes, but I think it's Taylor Swift's boyfriend. I go, he's playing alone, girl. Taylor Swift's boyfriend's playing alone. And I look at her and I go, and he plays for the 49ers. And she goes, I don't know, does he? And I go, Caroline, you watch every Sunday, okay? Her stepson and his wife come over to watch the football, okay? I call it the football. Because I don't know, touchdown, whatever it is, right? So anyway, they come over every Sunday. I go, Caroline, I think he plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I don't even know that much, but I did do a video about, that was because I hit the table with my fan. I was like, but I did a video about Taylor Swift yesterday, and you know what Caroline said to me? It was like right, we were done with the football at that point when I said Taylor Swift. Do you know what she said? She goes, people just need to get over it with Taylor Swift. She goes, I'm so sick of hearing about that girl. She goes, just let her sing her songs and let her be. I was like, you know what? Amen to that. There were so many people on my comments yesterday that were like, if I never hear the name Taylor Swift again in my entire life, I will be just fine. You know what? Listen, okay? People are going to mess up from time to time. People are going to fuck up from time to time. You know what I mean? I guess she did. Then there were so many people in my comment sections yesterday that were so serious about it. Oh my God. It's Taylor Swift, y'all. Let's pull in the reins a little bit. But anyway, so the Super Bowl this weekend, what was I talking about? All that kind of stuff. Anyway, Jeffree Star. Oh, so let's get into this Jeffree Star. This ain't going to be a real long video today. I always say that, and then they end up being like 50 minutes long and things like that, you know? So Caroline and I were doing the run around the Cousin Fun Day. Oh, the Harlan Coben novel. So I ranked them. The Stranger. Oh my God. So it's about this guy. Oh, that's how I got to it. Okay. So it's about this guy and his kids. They play football, but in the UK, just in case you don't know, because a lot of people are like, when they're from other countries, I'll say something like a fountain pop, and they don't know what a fountain pop is, like in Australia or something like that. So let's say, can you explain what a fountain pop is? A fountain pop's when you go to like the gas station, get the crushed ice, or you can get the regular ice if you want to, and you push the fountain, and then the fountain pulls down the Coke. Like you're going through McDonald's, but you're not because you're doing it on your own. That's a fountain pop, right? My friend Tanya Jean and I, we were always getting fountain pops. But see, people in other countries, they sometimes don't know that, okay? Like I didn't know what an electric kettle was for the longest time. Now, true story, I didn't until until I started watching Wentworth, and they always want a cup. I didn't know what a cup of cuppa was either. No, I didn't. I didn't know what a cup of cuppa was to save my life until I started watching Wentworth. You know, everybody told me Wentworth was Orange is the New Black, but just more serious. Oh my God, that Wentworth is so good. I loved Orange is the New Black, but Wentworth, if you have not, listen, Wentworth is the show. I'm telling you right now, I was so devastated when it ended. I was devastated when Orange is the New Black ended too. I got that song in my iTunes. It comes up every once in a while, but it makes me cry. I'm always like, is Piper still in prison? Did she get out yet? Are they together? I don't know, because they ended the show. Do you think they'll do an Orange is the New Black reunion? But anyway, it doesn't matter. So anyway, I didn't know what cup of cuppa was, and I'm just telling y'all out there, okay, that live in like Idaho that have never heard of football being called soccer and soccer being called football, okay? It's not just in the UK. Like, my husband's from Venezuela, and they call it football too, I think, or do they call it soccer? It doesn't matter. I don't know, because my nephews, they play baseball and football and basketball. They don't play soccer. I don't know why. All their cousins, their second, third, and fourth cousins, they all play soccer or football, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, but my nephews, they play football, and they play baseball, and they play basketball. The youngest one plays basketball, the older one, and they both play. It doesn't matter. You get it, right? Sports, okay? I don't know nothing about sports. I really don't, okay? Although when I was growing up, little unknown fact, unless you watch my vlog, then it's a pretty known fact. But a little unknown fact about me, when I was growing up, I was being trained to be a professional tennis player, okay? Just so you know, okay? Except your mother's mother knows. So anyway. So, what was I talking about? Oh, football. So, it's about this guy, see? Okay, and he's watching his kids play football, which is called soccer, but we're not going to get into that again, because that'll lead me down a whole long line of tangents, and we'll never get back to anything again. Okay, so he's watching his kids play soccer, and this woman, she's cute, too, right? And she's like this devious stranger, and she comes up to him, and she's got this baseball hat and her hair pulled back and all that kind of stuff. I like that look, don't you? Like, when my girlfriends, they'd tuck their hair behind their ears, and they put a baseball hat on, I think that's such a cute look. You know, like Brynn on The Real Housewives of New York, like the new cast, when she would wear that long camel coat with like some like construction boots and sweatpants and a sweatshirt, and then she'd wear her hair back and like, you know, like a Yankees hat. I love that look. That look is so cute, don't you think? It's like, don't take me too serious. I'm casual, but I'm also sexy. I like that look, you know? Like, just take my hat off and just throw my hair around. See, if I take my hat off, my hair don't go nowhere, okay? This is what my hair looks like all day long. Bad. Okay, so anyway, but the stranger, she comes up to him. This is literally like in the first 5 minutes. So like I said, I'm not ruining it for you, right? Because people are always like, you spoil every show and all this kind of stuff. Because I was on my reality TV channel talking about how Tammy Slayton, because the 1,000 Pound Sisters, you know, Tammy Slayton's husband, Caleb. Did you not know that? Okay, the whole world knows that, right? I said something in a video. I made it very clear since day one that channel, every video I do, it's not spoiler free. I'm telling spoilers over there, right? So I said in a video that next week, which was Monday, I think it was on, or yesterday, I watched it last night, 1,000 Pound Sisters is the finale, right? I don't know why that show only gets 10 episodes, but shows like Vanderpump Rules and Real Housewives get 39 episodes a season. It don't make sense to me whatsoever, right? And they also get paid a lot less, which I don't think is fair, okay? But anyway, Tammy's husband, Caleb, passes away, sadly, right? It's real sad. And they do this memorial and stuff about it. Well, I said it in my video, and this person got all upset with me, and they were like, you're spoiling this show. I didn't know Caleb had passed away. And like, these people commented back and were like, how did you not know? It was all over the news. Because this person was like, I have watched 1,000 Pound Sisters from the very beginning, and I never knew Caleb passed. How did you not know? It was all over the place, you know? But anyway, I don't want to spoil anything for you, so I'm not going to spoil this Harlan Coben show for you. Like, see, I said I wasn't going to have no intro today. Now here I am almost 18 minutes in, and I'm still not even talking about Jeffree Star, because you know what? Jeffree Star can blow it out of his ass because don't nobody care about him anymore. He's got a launch coming up, and that's why he's stirring up drama, and we already know that. So anyway, this Harlan Coben show, now The Stranger, it's the best one out of the three. Trust. If you've only watched Fool Me Once, you need to go in and watch Safe and The Stranger. And tonight I'm either going to watch I think it's called Stay Safe or Stay Close, or I'm going to watch The Innocent. If I can get my husband to watch The Innocent. If not, we'll watch it this weekend. But anyway, this woman, this devious stranger, see, she comes up and she tells this guy, okay, that his wife faked her pregnancy and that he needs to go check his bank records and that he also should do a DNA test on his kids, okay? And I'm like, oh my Lord, now if somebody came up here and told me about that little Boo Radley, my dog wasn't really my dog, oh no, that would be a fight my husband and I would be having. Well, a fight ensues, and then 8 episodes later, you find out what the truth is, okay? And it's sad. It's real sad. It's sad, and it is, oh my God, it is like you never know in those shows. True story, you never know who did it in the Harlan Coben novels. I'm sitting there, I got done with that show last night, and I thought, you know what? fuck this writing a cozy mystery, because I'm writing a cozy mystery and I'm also writing a Christmas story, you know, about recovery that I'm hoping to make into a movie. But I said in a video, just in case people want to come back and say, he said he's going to make this video this year. I did say I was going to make this movie this year, okay, about my book. But now I'm thinking I want to film it someplace where there's a blizzard, and Indiana ain't got no snow this year, so I don't think they're going to have any snow before I can film it. And so I'm going to have to probably film it next year. So I'm probably going to put the book out this year and then the movie out the following year. Okay, you can fact check this on, what is today? February 7th. Today's February 7th, when people are like, Peter says, but no, I retracted that statement. It'll probably be the year afterwards. Okay. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I was like, oh, I should write me a book like Harlan Coben, you know, and things like that. I could do these mystery thrillers and I'd get me shows on Netflix. See, you start spiraling. You think you're going to get real famous, okay? Just like those people on TikTok. They get them one viral TikTok, you know, because they did something like ate some weird mustard or something like that. Or, I don't know, that woman, that what she did with her hair and the glue or something like that. And they get viral. They quit their jobs. They move to Hollywood. They think they're going to be walking red carpets and they're not, you know. And then every TikTok after that only gets 1,000 or maybe even 100 views, and they're like, damn, I quit my job over this and I'm not getting no sponsorships. No, the only person that's getting sponsorships is Mikayla Nogueira. Don't you know that? She done stole the show for all the rest of TikTokers. So anyway, so, what was I saying? Oh, so anyway, I don't even know what I was saying now, but, oh, I was thinking I could write a Harlan Coben novel, but by Peter Monn, not by Harlan Coben. Unless Harlan Coben wants to reach out to me and we could do a collab like James Patterson, but all his books are written, they're fakes. Did you know that? It's a team of people. People I know, whenever I say that on my BookTube channel, people just like faint a million faints. They're like, James Charles, Lord. James Charles couldn't even write his name, let alone write a book. What would he write a book about? What not to do? Okay, so anyway, James Patterson, he don't write his books. I don't know if you know that, but he's got a team of people that write his books for him. That's why it's always like James Patterson and Judy Smith, right? Judy Smith is really the one writing the book, and she gets her name on there because they think she's going to be famous. But if you look, none of those authors that have ever written a book with James Patterson, except for Bill Clinton, okay? None of them ever got famous, okay? None of them. You go through in those James Patterson books and you look and you say, it says like James Patterson with Tom Smith, James Patterson with Sally Jones. None of those people have you ever heard of before or since or after, okay? But anyway, I'm thinking, okay, I could write me a Harlan Coben novel. And then I'm like, no, I couldn't. Like, this is some weird shit. Like, how do you even come up with this, okay? You gotta be a pretty sick person to think about these mysteries and how people that love each other do each other wrong left and right. And I'm thinking to myself, Harlan Coben, you need some therapy. No, seriously, you do. There is something wrong with a person that can come up with this kind of bullshit, okay? That people deceiving each other and murdering each other and poisoning each other and doing all this kind of nasty deeds and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, hey, listen. And I noticed that Harlan Coben, I think it's his wife or maybe his daughter, but anyway, somebody in his family, they wrote the show, and I'm like, it's a whole sick family. Oh my God, the whole family is so sick, right? Like, they all need therapy. I hope the Cobens are doing some family therapy, because true story, they need it. No, they really do. Because if you've ever watched one of those shows, you'd be like, thank God I don't live in that gated community. But anyway, now let's get to Jeffree Star, shall we? At 22 minutes and 11 seconds. Y'all know you just come over here for... Today, I have to tell you what, true story. I was standing in the kitchen with little Boo Radley giving him his treats, right? Boo Radley, his favorite treats in the entire world are, I call them sugar cookies, okay? Because he don't know the difference. He thinks they're sugar cookies. He thinks I just took them out of the oven and stuff like that. But they're not. They're Milk-Bone, soft and chewy. And they were Christmas cookies, okay? So they're like bells and stars and mittens and things like that. The mitten looks like that. So I always say to Boo Radley, when I pull a star out, I go, oh, look, Boo Radley, it's a star because you're a star on YouTube. And then I cut it up. We have to cut up the little bitty pieces because he ain't got no teeth. See, so he can't chew it. He's like, you know, eats it. He loves them so much. Well, they were going out of business. Not Milk-Bone. We know Milk-Bone's not going out of business, right? Milk-Bone was discontinuing these Christmas cookies. Now, I'm sure they got them in other things, but I think the Christmas cookies are so cute, okay? Oh, by the way, I need to talk about my wreath. So I bought a box of like 10 or 20 of them, okay? They're sitting in the garage. No, true story. Boo Radley's going to be eating Christmas sugar cookies until July or August. No, he will. By the way, okay, the elephant in the room is the Christmas wreath. So if you don't watch my vlog, okay, I don't know what's wrong with you. Why are you not watching Peter sit out here and tell stories about his life for like 45 minutes to an hour every single day? Why wouldn't you want to watch that, okay? But anyway, people say it's like a podcast, except for you can see me. But a lot of podcasts you can see now, right? They're going to double dip it. They put them on YouTube, and then they do them on Twitch, and then they throw them up on YouTube. Those kinds of things, right? Double dipping. But anyway, but hey, I don't hate them for it. People tell me I should start a podcast all the time. I guess I should because I love to talk so much, you know. Here's one of my neighbors right now walking around. Hey, how are you? Beautiful day, isn't it? Dog's peeing in my yard. But anyway, we don't care. We're kind of like, it's a communal pee pot, but right up in here in our yard. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't care. People get so mad. They're like, don't let your dog dog pee on our grass? Who cares, okay? The grass could use some water, and I don't care. Let your dog pee all over our yard. I'm fine with that. So anyway, our yards aren't even that nice in this neighborhood anyway. I mean, they're nicer than some, but they're not that great. But anyway, what was I saying? Jeffree Star. Oh, the wreath. Okay, so people want to keep on asking me about this wreath, but if you don't watch my vlog, if you watch my vlog, you know what I'm getting ready to say, right? So there's this little bird. Now, years ago, I had Mrs. Birdie, okay? And Mrs. Birdie, she built a nest on top of our carriage light. See, right there's our carriage light. She built a nest on top of the carriage light, okay? I think it was maybe 2 years in a row, or two years apart, or something like that. But she had all them little baby birds and stuff like that. And I'd, like, go up there. I did a whole video about it and all this kind of stuff. I was so attached to these little birdies, okay? There was this one baby, and his name was Steve. And Steve was Boo Radley's best friend. I did a whole video about that, okay? How Steve was Boo Radley's best friend and all this kind of stuff, right? But then they all left the nest, because that's what birds do. They leave the nest, right? So anyway, but when Mrs. Birdie lived up here, okay, and her husband would sit up there on the top of our roof, and then he would swoop down, and she would swoop down. I couldn't sit out here or come out here because they'd always fly in and fly out, and they were pooping all over the place, and I was wanting to feed them and things like that. And my husband was like, don't feed them, because if you feed them, then they're going to poop all over the place, which they did, okay? Well, I've been feeding. Okay, so I came out here one night, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and this little bird flew out. This little bird is like this. And I think it's, now I've been calling him, what I call him in my vlog, I don't remember. Little Bird, I call him Little Bird. I think it's a he, okay? People want to try to school me on my vlog, and they say, well, the way that you can tell the difference between a male bird and a female bird is that female birds have like duller feathers and male birds are prettier and things like that. But every bird in Indiana is brown, so I don't know how you know the difference, except for cardinals. They're red, right? Blue jays are blue. But other than that, they're mostly brown, right? So I don't know how you tell the difference, okay? So anyway, so I call him Little Bird, okay? And he sleeps in there. Now, he didn't build no nest or anything. I don't know. Maybe he didn't know how. I don't know. He's maybe not that smart, you know? But anyway, maybe he went to the James Charles School of Education or something like that, okay? Just fake your way to the top. So anyway, he sleeps on the other side of the wreath, okay? And I put all this food out here and stuff like that. It's over there now. And he, like, sometimes it's on my chair and things like that. Well, I did not know what to do with this wreath, okay? And it was just destroying me on my vlog channel. And I was telling people in my vlog, I was like, I don't know what to do. Got to get rid of the wreath. My husband's like, take down the Christmas decorations. Everybody in the neighborhood's taking down the Christmas decorations. So I finally did take off, like, the Christmas covers over the pillows. And I got rid of her Christmas thing over there. But I didn't want to take down the wreath because I don't want Little Bird not to have a place to sleep no more. You know what I'm saying? He sleeps in there every night. I can see him in the kitchen when I'm standing in the kitchen at night, getting my cup of coffee and things like that to watch Harlan Coben shows that aren't really about soccer or football, so that was just pointless to even talk about that. But anyway, I can see him fly in here, right? So I don't want to take away his place to sleep, because today it's like 50, but it gets cold in Indiana, you know? So people were like giving me all kinds of suggestions. No, truly, it was a hot topic over my vlog. They're like, well, take the Christmas decorations off, or do this, or hang that, whatever, right? So what I did was I took all the bells and whistles off of it. Now it's just got pine cones, so it's a winter wreath, see? It's not a Christmas wreath anymore, it's just a winter wreath. But I can't get rid of it until I know that little birdie ain't coming here to sleep no more, okay? Hell, he don't know how to build a nest. I don't know where he'll sleep at night. So anyway, that's why the Christmas wreath is still up here. Now y'all are educated, and you know, and at, what is this, 27 minutes and 17 seconds or something like that, we're going to start talking about Jeffree Star. Okay, so Jeffree Star, you know what, I haven't even put on no lip gloss or nothing today. I got my Tree Marshmallow Lip Balm, let's put that on. I wasn't even, true story, going to make a drama video today. In fact, I wasn't even going to make no videos. I know you think that that's, like, I say that in almost every video, which I do, but it was the truth, because it was Cousin Fun Day. And I was like, you know what, I don't think I'm going to film no videos today. I think I'm just going to take a nap and then watch another one of these Harlan Coben movies, because I'm obsessed, right? So anyway, so, and you know what's interesting is, before I ever watched shows, you know, on TV, because back in the day, I was so jealous of my husband, he could binge watch shows, and I was like, oh, like, you know, I wish I could binge watch a show and all this kind of stuff, and people be like, you should relax, you should binge watch a show. Now I binge watch shows, and I talk about them, and you know what people say to me? You waste your time binge watching shows. Why are you always watching some TV? See, you can't please people. Taylor Swift, take it from me, okay? They're always moving the fucking goalpost. You can never please anybody, okay? And you sure as hell can't please Jeffree Star. So Jeffree Star does this TikTok review. Now let me show you, when I look up Jeffree Star on TikTok, what happens to me, okay? Just so y'all know. Now, Jeffree Star, what's so funny about this is, he had me blocked. Oh, here, I'll just show it to you first of all, okay? Here's Jeffree Star on my TikTok, okay? It looks like he don't exist, because he's got me blocked on TikTok. That must have been his team, okay? His team of people that he don't even have as a team anymore. His assistant. Hey, assistant, Maddie. Oh, she don't work for him anymore. She got tired of him. Maddie, Judy, Sally, Lorena Bobbitt, whoever, okay? Somebody problematic. Can you block Peter Monn? Because he's making videos that get 9,000 views on me, okay? Whole articles are being written exposing Jeffree Star, but he's worried about me, right? Okay. Like back in the day when I used to get the text messages, you're hurting my business, over 10,000 views on a video. I think there are a lot of other people that are hurting your business, like yourself, not me, okay? But he had me blocked on the Twitter, and then he unblocked me on the Twitter, and he has me blocked on Instagram, but I can see him on his side account, and then he's got me blocked on TikTok, but I can also go to my side account for that. I don't know. Is that like sending a message like, I don't like you? I know you don't like me, Jeffree Star. Hey, guess what? I don't fucking like you either, okay? So listen, okay? We're the same on that one. It's cool between us. I don't like you, you don't like me, okay? I don't feel the need to go in to block you, because if you want to look at pictures of Boo Radley and my husband and I in Mexico, have at it, girl, okay? Listen, it ain't no thing. This is going to stop here in about 10 seconds, so hold on. So anyway, unless you're a hater, I don't need to block you, but I never said anything hateful about Jeffree Star. I just said the truth. I guess you can't handle the truth. So anyway, Jeffree Star, people started sending this to me like crazy. Well, there's two different stories about Jeffree Star now. Now there's like another thing that came out, okay? About somebody he was hanging out with in this TikTok event in Florida and all this kind of stuff. But we'll talk about that another day, maybe tomorrow. So anyway, he's doing this review of his product, okay, this foundation. And he says in there something to the effect of, I just watched it again right before I started this video, okay? But I was really more worried about the lyrics to Punk Rock Girl, which I don't know why. When you get into a drama video and you are more worried about singing Celine Dion lyrics or Dead Milkman lyrics than you are about the actual drama, you maybe want to rethink your channel, you know what I'm saying? She took me to her parents for a Sunday meal. Her father took one look at me and he began to squeal. Punk Rock Girl, please look at me. What do you see? I'll travel around the world, just you and me, Punk Rock Girl. I didn't even need to remember the word. I already remember. I remembered them. It's Shake and Bacon. I helped. I synced it. So anyway, that's kind of a personal joke. So anybody out there that's watching that knows what I synced it means. Okay, that's a personal joke. It's a personal story. I don't think I might have shared it in a vlog one time or something like that. But anyway, he was in this TikTok review, okay, of doing a makeup review or something like that. Girl, can you seriously, like, I'm a lowly drama channel and I just throw on a hat and a hoodie, okay? But trust, if I was like an OG beauty influencer, I can tell you I would be doing a hell of a lot more than putting on a robe, okay? And maybe some dry shampoo in my hair and moving it over, okay? I'd be like trying to get a little bit ready. What that says is I don't give a fuck about this, okay? You guys are like, well, is that what you're saying about this channel? No, I love this channel, but nobody care how I look on this channel. You ain't coming here for me. But listen, if I was a beauty influencer, man, you know that hair would be laid. I almost gonna swear and everything. That hair would be laid, and not by Hair by Jay, okay? Nothing's laying Hair by Jay. Trust me, ain't nothing laying Jeffree Star in that hair by Jay. But listen, I'd be having my hair laid and a cute little outfit on and the whole 9 yards if I was an OG beauty influencer. If I was the one that had set the pace, you better bet your ass I'd be up there every single day in some Chanel. Damn straight I would, okay? So he's doing this TikTok review. That little thing that I just did right there, that will piss off so many people. Trust, there is already some bitter Susan out there in the comment sections. Why are you telling Jeffree Star what he has to wear? Why should he wear Chanel in a review? Why is... Blow it out your ass, okay? With your opinions about what Jeffree Star should wear, okay? It just give me a break. So anyway... It's like people coming to weddings and funerals and tank tops and cargo shorts. Don't do it, okay? It's a bad look, okay? Put on a pair of slacks and a dress shirt, and I don't even like the word slacks, okay? Put on something that looks kind of nice, and please, God, do not wear a pair of Hey Dudes, okay? But anyway, so Jeffree Star's doing this review, and it's this like makeup line or whatever, and there's this foundation in it, right? And he holds up this foundation, and he said something like, Mikayla Nogueira said that this is like the perfect foundation for a wedding, or something like that, right? And he goes, but you can't trust, something to the effect of, these are not his exact words, you cannot trust Mikayla Nogueira. Well, you know what? Let's actually just listen to it with his own words, because I got it right here. Hold on just a second. This is like every time I show a TikTok or do a TikTok of anything in my videos, people always come for it. Here it is. Let's hear what he has to say. You ready? Okay, here it is.
Mikayla said this could be a potential wedding foundation. Well, she also had James Charles at her wedding, and he admitted to texting minors. So think about the people you support in the company.
So he's saying that Mikayla Nogueira has no credibility because she had James Charles at her wedding, and that you should vet people out before you support. So if you're going to support this brand, okay, then you should look in the fact that Mikayla Nogueira is saying this brand is great for a wedding, but she had James Charles at her wedding, okay? So that would be a reason why you wouldn't support Mikayla Nogueira. My first question when I watched this was, girl, didn't you invite her to your house to do a video together after you called her out about Lashgate? Wait a second. Didn't you, you called Mikayla Nogueira out, okay? And I'm not saying people can't change their mind. I say that all the time, all right? But I guess he changed his mind. But, okay, so you call Mikayla Nogueira out for Lashgate or Mascaragate or whatever that was called. Kinda, okay? It was kind of a weak, he comes for people. I mean, I think we know that about Jeffree Star, okay? But it was kind of like a weak come for somebody. He was kind of like, well, this is what I really think, right? Then he heard that she's going to be out there for this, you know, one of them, those, what do you call them, those brand trips that she's so killing for going on every 5 seconds. So she was out there for a brand trip, so he invited her to come and do a collab with him. Y'all remember this? He did it in a TikTok, okay? She never responded to him at all. Never responded to him. Now all these months go later and you don't like Mikayla Nogueira anymore because she had James Charles at her wedding, okay? Something ain't right about this, okay? This is him stirring up drama because Mikayla Nogueira gets a lot of views. He comes from Mikayla Nogueira. Everybody's going to be talking about it, you know, that Jeffree Star's calling out Mikayla Nogueira. But he's calling her out, okay, for having James Charles at her wedding. Well, I think that's a weird vibe, too. Truly, I do, okay? I think it's weird that Mikayla Nogueira supports James Charles, does reviews of his makeup, supports his makeup brand, and has him at his wedding, okay? I mean, listen. I don't even know that I would have him at a, you know, a church pitching, let alone my wedding. I can tell you that right now, okay? But Jeffree Star is calling, this is what's interesting to me, okay? Is Jeffree Star is calling out Mikayla Nogueira, okay, for supporting James Charles. But didn't your good Judy Lipstick Nick just do a bunch of stuff with James Charles and support his brand and call it his brand and was at his house watching a movie with Sour Patch Kids in their laps and things like that, and when people ask you about it, you said, oh, me and Lipstick Nick are good. So you're not okay with Mikayla Nogueira because she invited James Charles to her wedding, but you're just fine with Lipstick Nick going over to James Charles' house and shouting out his brand. Oh, no, man, No, that's called hypocrisy at its best, and I'll tell you what else, okay? I don't buy it. Because I think you are upset with Lipstick Nick. I think Lipstick Nick has a lot of shit on Jeffree Star, and I think she's done with him, okay? And I think she's made it very loud and clear about her going and siding with James Charles at this point. She's posted it all over her Instagram and things like that, okay? Not a smart move when you just got a new promotion. I think she's working for like Elf Cosmetics or something. She's working for some brand, okay? And she's their new creative director and stuff like that. I don't know. Listen, I'm telling you right now, I believe this. James Charles is going to have some allegation come out that he cannot hide from because he has not learned from it. And everybody that is sided with James Charles, that's when Jeffree Star will come out and talk about Lipstick Nick, okay? Because she's going to go down with the ship. They all are. They're all going to go down with the ship because they act like, what? He's not doing anything wrong. I mean, the fact that Lipstick Nick openly supports, okay, and people, Nikki Tutorials goes to escape rooms, Manny, Laura, Daniel Prada, all of them, Joey Graceffa, they all openly support James Charles. Half the TikTokers, half these makeup artists, they all support James Charles, okay? Now, in this instance, okay, Jeffree Star is talking about this brand that Mikayla Nogueira had said this about. So it makes sense in that brand that he's not going to pull up all those people. Jeffree Star's not a drama channel, okay? But I do think it's weird, all right, the timing of it, and that you're going to have an issue with the fact that you're going to say, bring it back to the fact that Mikayla Nogueira had James Charles at her wedding, and that's why you take issue with Mikayla Nogueira. You could have even got into the video and said, you have falsified reviews and you haven't disclosed appropriately for years because Jeffree Star is somebody that doesn't do sponsorship, so he doesn't have a need to disclose, right? He could have dogged her on that alone and said that. Why pull James Charles into it? To get more views and to bring more attention to it, right? But when you bring James Charles into the equation and you say that that's why we shouldn't trust Mikayla Nogueira is because she had James Charles at her wedding, okay, and she's talking about a foundation for your wedding, and you kind of throw in that snippet, it's like, okay, but girl, you openly support people that James Charles hangs around all the time, like Lipstick Nick. Lipstick Nick is really close with James Charles, has made that very, very clear on Instagram stories and on and on and on. So do you take an issue with Lipstick Nick? Are you going to talk about that? You know, and furthermore, I think it's 2024, okay? We are like 3-4 years out now since all this came out, all right? I think it's time for Jeffree Star to come out and talk about what he needs to talk about. He don't need to put no names to it, okay? But here's the deal. Jeffree Star has talked about these voice notes that he has had for years, okay? A message that he got that alleges that James Charles is having predatory behavior and things like that could ruin James Charles. He talked about it in Keemstar's basement. He's talked about it in other things and played it for people, okay? He's played it for several people. I know people that have heard it, okay? I know what's on those voicemail notes. It's not my place to say. It's Jeffree Star's or the person that made the voice note, okay? But it's 2024, all right? You can at least come out and say what's on the voice note. You can at least come out and say, yes, this is what he did, this is what was alleged, and it's predatory behavior and things like that. Furthermore, Nathan did not allow James Charles to come to your house anymore. That was the tweet that you put out when everything went down. There's a reason why he's not invited to our house anymore. And then followed that up later by saying that Nathan didn't want him to your house. People speculated that that was because of Nathan's brother. You and Nathan have been broken up long enough. Now, you can come out and talk about it. There's no reason why you can't come out and talk about that. Is that in that clause that you and Nathan have where he got to keep the house in Grand Rapids and all that kind of stuff? I don't think so. I don't think any discussion of James Charles coming to your house was written up in any contract. Don't even, for those of you out there that are like, oh, that was in the contract. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Trust, okay? That was not in any kind of contract. Jeffree Star could talk about this if he wanted to. Then people are like, he's saving it for his book. Jeffree Star's not saving it for his book. If you think that Jeffree Star, in a memoir that is going to be about Jeffree Star, is going to sell a bunch of tea about James Charles, okay, that could tie that book up in legal situations, there is no way, okay? Shane Dawson knows what's on those voice notes. Toddy Westbrook knows what's on those voice notes. A lot of people know what's on those voice notes, okay? Hell, I know what goes on those voice notes, and I heard it from a person through a person, you know? I heard somebody that heard the voice notes. So, listen, it's time to, like, Jeffree Star knows so much stuff on James Charles. Quit coming out and just talking about he's being a vile person. Put your money where your mouth is. Hell, if I knew, and it was that person had said it to me, I'd say, I'm not saying who it was, but this is what was on the voice notes, okay? This is the reason why my husband did not want James Charles at our house. I would come out and say it. What do you have to lose? Or does James Charles have something on you, Jeffree Star? That's what I'm wondering. Because I think all of this is so insidious and so incestual that I think that it goes many different ways, okay? I think James Charles has shit on Jeffree Star. But I think that what everybody has on Jeffree Star, in all honesty, is really derogatory, offensive language. I think that's what they have. I don't think there's really a whole lot more out there about him. People are like, oh, sex tapes. No, he ain't got no sex tape out there, trust, okay? He would expose that probably himself if it was out there, okay? The reality is, if there's anything out there about Jeffree Star, this is why he's not afraid to, like, you know, dangle it out there and stuff. But the one thing about it is this, all right, is that until Jeffree Star, and I think personally he's bitter because James Charles is selling more units than Jeffree Star is. Until Jeffree Star is so done, that when that moment comes that Jeffree Star knows he is done, that is when we will hear about it. But this is the thing. It's been 4 years now. If he waits another 2 to 3 years, ain't nobody gonna care. He knows. He's already played this out in his head, right? People are going to say, if you knew this 4 years ago, why didn't you come out 4 years ago and talk about it? Well, you didn't want to hurt people. I understand that. People ask you not to expose the voice notes. I understand that. You know? Okay, but you can at least talk about why he wasn't allowed at your house. But that goes back to the voice notes, which he doesn't want to talk about. But he hints at it. So if you're going to hint at it, then say what it is that the voice notes are in. You know, I haven't heard the voice notes. I just heard from people that heard the voice notes. But this dangling of the carrot of like, I know, and he's a vile person, he did this. Now, in the TikTok, what he says is that he admitted that, he goes, you had somebody at your wedding that, or Mikayla Nogueira had James Charles at her wedding who admitted to talking to people that were underage, which that's true. James Charles did that in his own video to himself. So Jeffree Star's not dangling the carrot in this video, but he has in the past. You know, I'll be honest with you. If I were Jeffree Star and I knew shit about James Charles and I thought that my career was on the decline, which it is because he's constantly trying to get himself into drama, right? Which that don't work in 2024. I'd bring it out, what I know. I'd be like, here, I've got nothing to lose anymore, you know? Enough time has gone by. There's no reason. There's no legal clause that says that Jeffree Star can't talk about it. I don't believe that. Because if that were true, Jeffree Star wouldn't be playing this for anybody that was willing to listen to it behind the scenes. And so many people have heard this voice note, okay? He'll play it for anybody that wants to hear it, as long as that's not seen on camera. But he even did that on Keemstar's Basement. They he went in the other room and played it for them. So he has played it for people, and that James Charles knows he's played it for people because he wants James Charles to know that he has the voice note and what it says. Other people have even come out and talked about it, you know? So I don't understand why he's not talking about it. But I also don't understand why he has an issue with Mikayla Nogueira, but he doesn't have an issue with Lipstick Nick. Or is he, you know, not threatened by Mikayla Nogueira, so he'll call Mikayla Nogueira out because Mikayla Nogueira, she probably, listen, she's too worried building her empire over there, okay? She ain't worried about Jeffree Star. She probably doesn't have anything on Jeffree Star. But Lipstick Nick does, right? Jeffree Star is going to talk about the people that he knows that he's got more on them that they have on him. Makes you wonder, what does Lipstick Nick have on Jeffree Star? I've said that for a long time. What does Jeffree Star, or what does Lipstick Nick, Hair by Jay, all these people have on Jeffree Star? You know, I'm sure many of them have signed non-disclosure agreements. Listen, when that series was coming out with him and Shane Dawson, I know for a fact they were asking people to sign non-disclosure agreements. I know for a fact, okay? I've only talked to one person, and I was very surprised that they weren't even asked to sign a non-disclosure agreement, okay? But other people have told me that they were. So I was very, very surprised, okay, that they didn't ask one person, you know? But do I think that he asks a lot of people to sign non-disclosure agreements? Absolutely. Do I think that Shane Dawson has a non-disclosure agreement with Jeffree Star going both ways? 100%. They had to protect each other at any expense. You know, so it makes you wonder what all these people have on each other. It's the same thing with Colleen Ballinger. Colleen Ballinger has stuff on all these people. So if they come out against her, listen, she's going to be, it's like the House of Cards. She's just going to let it all fly. She don't care. She's got nothing to lose. If she's going down, she's going to take them all with her, you know? Well, if Jeffree Star knows his career is over, he's going to come out and talk about it. As a drama channel, and listen, I ain't getting anywhere near the millions and views that Jeffree Star gets on TikToks, Instagram stories, Instagram reels, Instagram posts, YouTube videos. Nowhere near that, okay? But I've always said, and I've kind of rethought this now, but I've always said if I ever decided to leave YouTube, I was going out with one bang hell of a video, and I was going to tell everything I fucking do, right? Now, I've kind of changed that through the years. I've kind of thought, no, that probably wouldn't be what I would do. I'd probably just say, hey, thanks y'all for listening to me, and I really appreciate it. You know, this has been an amazing ride. I don't know that I would do that. But also, I'm not Jeffree Star. I ain't calling people a bunch of offensive words, okay, at TikTok events and things like that, and not apologizing for it and those kinds of things in 2024, okay? In 2024, when he's been called out about this in 2023, 2022, 2021, I mean, since 2016 when I've been covering it, and long before that, right? It would be interesting to know if Jeffree Star knew that he was leaving the internet for good tomorrow, what he would come out and tell you. It'd be interesting to know if a lot of these people knew they were leaving. We're talking about the retirement of a lot of like influencers this year. You know, a lot of people are talking about it. I talked about how John and Hank Green talked about it. A lot of people, you know, Julian Salamita talked about it. A lot of people are talking about influencers retiring. If influencers retire and they know they're not coming back, especially these people that are problematic and have proved that they have not changed, you know, it's one thing when you've changed and you had some growth, you don't really want to come out and go out on a video like that, you know? But if you're somebody that's like, hey, listen, I'm going out and I'm letting them all have it, you know? Like when you quit mid-shift and you throw the papers on the floor, that kind of thing, you know, like it'd be interesting to know what some of these people had to say. Because trust me, they know a lot. They have a lot on each other, right? That's why it just kind of stopped, you know? People think that YouTube got involved. No, they all have so much stuff on each other, you know? Anyway, I don't know. Let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.